It's too big. Let's go up for that instantly.
That should do the trick.
Found it.
Well, that's settled.
Plus, it seems easy once you see it, but a lot of people have a hard time finding it. There we are, the door's lock seems to have disengaged. Fuck. Hold it right there.
Aha! So this is where you sneaky sneaks have been hiding. There'll be no getting away this time.
Oh,
Oh no, we're trapped!
Quickly, follow me.
huh?
Through here, everyone. Shit, that's way too close. My heart's still racing.
Who are you? My eyes must be playing tricks on me.
You're Professor Layton, are you not?
Claire? Is it you?
No. I'm Celeste, her younger sister. I've been trying to uncover what really happened to Claire. I know she was quite fond of you, Professor.
Monsieur, the animated woman is none other than Claire's younger sister, Celeste. She has come to the future London to learn the circumstances of her sister's death and is following Professor Layton with the belief that he will uncover the truth. You're Claire's younger sister? Isn't any how much you look like her? We've crossed paths several times in the city, haven't we? Strange, Claire never mentioned having a sister. It's our biggest regret that we spent the last years and strangles from each other. Forgive me for not getting in touch with you earlier, Professor. I wanted to, but I was afraid it might bring unwanted attention from the family on both of us. For our own safety, I decided the best way to avoid contact with you at the time. I see. If you must have cared deeply for your sister to come to a place like this in search for the future. Well, to be honest, I haven't been running my investigation so much as the Professor. But why? Your reputation, they say the great Professor Layton can solve any puzzle, right? I figured if anyone could get to the bottom of what happened that day, it would be you, Celeste. On the day of the explosion, And then if only will be any seconds, we've got to run. And now's what I'm trying. No one makes a ground escape like Don Paolo. Our group is still has to move quickly. We need to split up. I gotta agree more, Celeste. I should show you the safety myself. Layton, handle the children. Celeste, wait. There's so much that we need to discuss. Ah, found ya. Professor, this town has kept the secret from you so large, it defies the imagination.
The answer to everything lies in the old father's embrace. It is there we will meet next.
Went to the city immediately. Old father's embrace. Phew, I can't believe the three of us made it out of there in one piece. Well done to the car now. We're not out of the woods just yet. I can't stop thinking about the last thing Celeste said to us.
The answer to everything lies in the old father's embrace. It is there we will meet next.
Celeste was clearly trying to give us a hint as to our next rendezvous point.
Oh, of course. She used a code to hide our meeting place from the family. But what could that code possibly mean?
Think of it as a puzzle, Luke. Though I suspect the answer to this puzzle will be much more than our next meeting place. I'd wager that it's also the family's secret headquarters, and where Dimitri's been hiding.
If that's the case, it's even more important that we find out where this place is.
Luke, do you remember seeing a flyer for a restaurant named the Thames Arms on the way here? That's where Celeste will be waiting for us.
At the Thames Arms? But how did you work that out?
Well, Luke, have you ever heard of Old Father Thames? Rivers are often personified in folklore and literature, and the River Thames is no exception. When Celeste said that the answer lies in the Old Father's embrace, the father she was talking about was Old Father Thames.
Well done.
Oh, I get it. And an embrace happens in someone's arms. In this case, the arms of the Thames.
Well, let's go there as soon as possible. I've been thinking, Professor. About what, Luke? About how you, Dimitri, and Don Paolo all have personal tie to poor Claire. All of you seem to question the circumstances surrounding her death, Celeste as well. Why do I get the feeling that many of these mysteries here lead back to that explosion? The explosion killed Claire. Did it just level the labs she worked in? By the time I got word of the incident and ran to the site, the whole place was in flames. The apartment building next to the lab has also been destroyed by the blast. The entire area was devastated. Looking upon that scene, I knew that Claire was lost to me forever. And I wasn't the only one who lost something that day. Many others were mourned their lost loved ones. To this day, I still remember a child I met wandering the street waiting for his lost parents. For some time after the incident, I was in a state of shocked grief. But when I came back to my senses, I noticed something curious. Despite the scale of the damage, there was no follow-up coverage in the media. Not one word to the incident was printed or broadcasted following the initial report. I knew the only way I get answers about what happened that day was to run my own investigation. I'm really set to work researching Claire's lab and the scientists she had worked with. During my investigation, I learned that the powerful political forces that suppressed reports of the blast. It was right after the discovery that I was viciously assaulted. My injuries were so severe I was unconscious for a month. I was lucky to be alive. I returned to find my flat torn apart. The majority of information I gathered on the case had been stolen. The explosion was no ordinary accident. Someone of incredible police clout was involved. And this person abused his or her power to keep any facts about the event ever from coming to light. I tried to look back into the case several times, but it was of no use. Each time I tried to make headway, I was met with resistance and threats of violence. Claire's lost me forever, I know that, but I must know the truth of what happened that day. It's a feeling I'm sure Don Paolo and Celeste share as well. So you think Dimitri knows the truth? Dimitri and perhaps one other person. Who else do you mean, Professor? Everything will be made clear at Thames Arms. Let's go. Thames Arms. I've been hearing the name like a couple of times now, like the actual name, how to say it, and I still make the mistake. It's fun. I'm lost. Oh God, not you again. Eek. Flora, are you okay? Come on, comrades. It wasn't my intention to scare the young Fraulein. Oh God, Fraulein, whatever. Pav, what are you doing down here? I was exploring the area and someone went up here. Lost. Just lost. Oh, for fuck's sake. Doing some tunnel exploration like you were talking about before. I'll take it. Earlier in my quest to find the tunnels, I mistakenly wandered into subway tracks. That little elevator put me in a great peril. But danger is part and parcel of exploring Mundo, none? I suppose you could say that. Not German. Whatever. I'm not even going to try to speak that word. Most of my travel woes could have been avoided if my compounds hadn't gone kaput. But I think this map might be able to show me which way to go. A little help. Oh, for fuck's sake. Sorry. Below is a chart with current directions written on each square. The top of the chart, however, isn't necessarily enough. When looking at the chart in a proper direction, you can start at a certain square, move in a direction within each square, pass around. Okay.
That should do the trick.
Okay, it's not that.
Well, if at first you don't succeed.
I don't know. I haven't talked to Ray about it at all, so. Okay, that doesn't work. North, east. West goes that way. They're going to
That should do the trick.
things in.
I was sure my logic was sound.
I honestly don't know this one.
I've got a good feeling about this one. Few things satisfy like a puzzle solved.
Correct. C is you should see as north, then start in the center square. You can follow the directions and pass over old squares. Okay, yeah, no, I get it now. No gracias, Monsieur-san. Thanks to you, I can now follow my travels. Do be careful out there. Let's go to Father Thames, and after that, we're done. For top again, I think his family said to say we've given the family the slip. Things are recorded back there. Flora, are you feeling alright? Not too shaken? Too long, Professor, but I'm very glad to have both of you with me. Professor, the family's arms is still the way up the road here. Let's go meet up with Celeste. Oh my. Chapter 12, The Truth Revealed. Eek. Hey Luke, this is the Inspector. How fortunate, I would very much like him to join us over at the Thames Arms. Oh god. Okay, this is going to be the last puzzle for right now. After I'm going to have a little break and such. Layton, any breakthroughs in your investigation? Possibly, I'm very glad to see you. I need you to come with me to the Thames Arms. The Thames Arms? My investigation on the premises revealed some smells, sir. But you can be quiet for just a minute, will you? Looks like it's so amazing at the Thames Arms. They need to head there this instant. I make no promise, but it's likely to what happens there will lead to the Prime Minister. Really now? Well, my interest in is peaked. But here's the matter with the blast puzzle. What puzzle? Well, the letter I found, I'm feeling it cause have some bearing to my case. Would you mind if I look at that, Inspector? Where's the arrow? There's a treasure hidden below one of the room. One close room. Follow the arrow to find it.
Let's see if I've got this right.
Sure, but Tracy the
Just
monkey
as
had
I
like an arrow,
suspected.
but so. It's impressive. The monkey in the painting on the wall has an arrow hidden in its face. The tile directly below it is the one hiding the treasure. So you'd say, Inspector, but this letter doesn't appear to have any relevance to your case. Oh, this is wonderful. Another prospective lead fizzles out. About Morin's End, I tell you. Whatever you've got to show me at the Thames Arms, it has to be something more useful than this letter. Well, we'll go there. Alright, to the Thames Arms. I'm gonna finally meet up with each other. What did you run off to? I was doing a little investigating on my own, shadowing a suspicious woman I'd seen in town. I saw her turning her around and decided someone needed to figure out who she was. Oh, you must be talking about Celeste. Where did you last see her? I lost her at one point, but I just saw her again heading to this restaurant. A second later, I saw a friend of ours heading there as well. Oh, let me guess, Don Paolo. I'm beginning to wonder why I even bother explaining. You guys seem to know it already. We've been getting hard at work, getting to the heart of the case too. Excellent, I figured out you two wouldn't really wait idly for me to return. So now what? Uplay is in a mystery area here, and I think it's time to meet back up with Celeste. Plays in a mystery? What's the breakfast getting at? I'm so relieved you all made it out right. I couldn't very well let myself get caught up with hearing about the secret you mentioned. Though you already figured out much of it for yourself, am I right? Huh? Professor, is it true? Layton, if you know something, spit it out. All concerned parties seem to be in attendance, so I'll try to explain things best as I can.
It's taken time, but I believe I've finally made sense of the bizarre events we've witnessed here.
You've worked it all out?
For the most part.
Eh? Come on then, out with it!
Yes, of course. I have much to say about this city and its secrets. The London we are presently in, this London of the future, is a fake.
That's the first part.
More precisely, it's a set designed to make us believe that we've traveled 10 years into the future.
With an elevator in the clock shop? Question mark?
Because, you see, there is no time machine. Not here, not anywhere.
What?
We were all led to believe that the clock shop was a portal to the future. But the truth about that shop is in some ways just as bewildering. The back room of the clock shop is no time machine. It's a lift leading down into the earth. say, we're underground right now? Precisely. You may have heard of subterranean caverns, as some of them house ancient ruins.
Eek.
Some experts theorize that these caverns pepper the entire Earth. What I've seen here leads me to conclude that Dmitri used one such cavern to build this false London. It's as if we're standing in the largest film set ever created.
What? I can hardly believe it.
So Dmitri is behind all this then? But why? That question stumped me as well. Why would he go to such pains to make us believe we're in the future? It doesn't make sense, unless convincing people of this is the key to achieving his ultimate goal.
What kind of goal requires a setup like that?
It's simple. It seems that Dmitri never gave up his original dream of building a time machine. But though he poured all his energy into achieving this feat, the task was too large for one man. He needed other scientists to support his project, so he turned to the greatest minds in London. But to keep the scientists working for him, they needed to believe that they were in the future.
Why?
Think about it, Luke. Dmitri couldn't imprison the scientists, not in the conventional sense. After all, who knows what kind of work they would produce under those circumstances? No, Dmitri needed a different approach to compel the scientists to complete his research. The scientists had to want the time machine to work as much as Dmitri did. So he told them that they had been shot forward 10 years in time, stranded a decade from home. Dmitri misled the scientists, telling them that the time machine was an unfinished project. They thought they were stranded, and that the machine was their only hope of returning home. Ah, so that's why they were so willing to follow orders. That's all I've been able to work out. Perhaps our friend here can fill us in on the rest.
I see you've caught on. Excellent work as always, Herschel.
The family uses this establishment as a hideout. Therefore, it seemed a bit odd that the bartender didn't so much as raise an eyebrow when we walked in.
I have to give credit where it's due. I never imagined you'd work out so much of the plan yourself. I suppose I've no choice but to shut you up for good.
No story. London's wrong. Future London turns out to be the fake city built in an underground cavern beneath the real London. Dmitri led his team of scientists to believe that they were trapped in the future so that they would put every effort into completing a functioning time machine. Dmitri, you'll be watching us the whole time. I wish to issue the challenge to the professor. Bumbling lawmen have no part to this conversation. Bumbling? I'll show you bumbling. We asked you told to stay right where you are. I see a lazy restaurant with enough explosives to level the place. Oh yeah, you mind? We'll die, even you. Oh no, I'm going to walk out of this place unharmed. You see, by pressing this switch here, I activated a series of sensors embedded in the floor. This does prompt to my movement, but they'll trigger a charge the second you touch one. This place is a minefield. I see you catching on. Now I'm going to throw out of that door and leave the lot for you behind. Stay as long as you like, just remember that when you decide to leave, you seal your fate. It would seem that you've bested me, Dmitri. There's no challenge to be had here. Not exactly, Professor. The beat contains the location of every sensor in the room. All you need to do is know how to find them. I suppose this makes it more of a fair contest. The number set above to the left and right, get the number of sensors present in each column in the row projected. Derive the gauge of all sensors using the information marked on your map. Sure. Well, not sure. It was foolish of me to take it easy. I suppose you're free. It was relatively easy, unless of course the information you provided me was inaccurate. What? Look at the position of the sensor. Now flip the drawing over. What does it spell? Oh, lie. Does it mean, does this mean what I think it means? The left sensor's lie, isn't it? We're going to walk, straight into the sensors and die. Yeah, monster. Unless there weren't any sense to begin with. What? That's it, Dimitri, isn't it? It's true you've done some evil things, but you're not a killer. You didn't want to keep us busy so you could make your escape.
I should have known I wouldn't fool you, Herschel.
I've worked things out on my own this far, but I need you to help make sense of the rest. You must have had some reason for concocting a scheme this wild.
I had a very good reason. It all started about 10 years ago. Bill Hawks and I were friends and colleagues. We worked in the same lab researching time travel. Our research meant everything to us. We poured our hearts and souls into uncovering the secrets of space and time. After months of progress, we had built ourselves a prototype time machine. It was finally time to test our work with a human subject. Bill thought we should use Claire as the first test subject. She was our lab assistant. I, of course, vehemently opposed this idea. I loved her too, you see. And though she didn't return my feelings, I didn't want to risk her getting hurt in the experiment. Around this time, I noticed a flaw in the design of our machine. I begged Bill to postpone the experiment, but he wouldn't hear of it. Sometime after the accident, I made a startling discovery. Unbeknownst to me, Bill had made a deal to sell the technology behind the machine's power source. Apparently, a large corporation had offered him a very impressive sum. Bill knew the machine wasn't ready for a human subject, but he needed to demonstrate its viability. We all know the tragic results of his decision. By the time I realized Bill planned to go ahead with the experiment, it was too late to stop. What have you done? Because of Bill's greed, Claire was lost to me forever. Life is full of cruel twists. In the blink of an eye, I lost my life's work and the love of my life. To say I was a broken man would be an understatement. Bill, on the other hand, made a full recovery from his injuries. He also completed the deal with the corporation, pocketing more money than most people see in a lifetime. He used his newfound fortune to climb the political ladder to the very top. He killed Claire and was rewarded with the most powerful seat in government. If that's not a cruel joke, I don't know what it is. I can't pretend I wasn't bitter, and it was this bitterness that sent me back to my research. I thought that if I could travel to the past, I could rob Bill of all that he had won. Oh, of course, there was another reason why I wanted to go back in time. To save Claire from her fate. Surely you understand, Herschel.
Claire is no longer with us. There's nothing anyone can do to turn back time.
Do you really believe that?
I don't want to, but I do. I have just one more question for you.
What is it?
Someone's been using you as a pawn. Are you aware of this?
What are you talking about?
Someone here masterminded a scheme even more awful than yours, Dmitri. And that person is there!
I think you're mistaken, Professor.
No, there's no mistake here. And there's no hiding it anymore, Luke. Or should I call you Clive? It took some time to put together the pieces of your plan. But when I finally understood it all, the sheer evil of it sent a chill down my spine.
What is he talking about, Clive?
You kept your true intentions hidden from everyone, Clive. Even your partner, Dmitri.
What are you saying, Herschel?
Clive was aiming for revenge on a massive scale. And you were nothing more than a pawn, Dmitri.
Tremendous work, Professor! You found me out.
Stop speaking in riddles, Layton. What's this all about? Clive, you lived next door to the lab that exploded 10 years ago. You were just a child then. That blast demolished half of the building you lived in. Reports indicate that 10 people were killed in the explosion, 2 of whom were your parents. It must have been a terrible shock. In the span of a few seconds, you lost your family and your home. When the initial shock wore off, it was replaced with anger. You became obsessed with exacting revenge on those who had wronged you. You were lucky enough to be adopted by a kindly woman in her golden years, Constance Dove. Miss Dove's extreme kindness was matched in scale only by the enormous fortune she possessed. You two lived quite happily as a family for a time. Sadly, it wasn't to last. Miss Dove departed from this world 5 short years later, leaving her fortune to you. Before long, you graduated from secondary school and took a part-time job at a prominent newspaper. Considering your sizable inheritance, I don't think you took the job for pocket money. You were searching for something. Using the newspaper's resources, you finally hunted down the men responsible for your misery. You knew that both Bill Hawks and Dmitri Allen were responsible for the explosion. Armed with this information, you concocted a plan to avenge your parents. First, you befriended Dmitri and convinced him to resume his research on the time machine. Then, you used your inheritance to set up this elaborate facsimile of London. With your stage in place, you used your contacts in the press to find the best scientists in the country. After all, you would need quite a bit of help to complete this time machine. You then proceeded to lure these brilliant men into your trap. However, unbeknownst to Dmitri, most of your staff were not working on the time machine.
What?
Clive had secretly reassigned many of the scientists to a different project. You might think of it as his pet project. We don't have all day, Layton. What was the second project? A weapon designed to cause destruction on an unimaginable scale.
A weapon? Is this true, Clive?
And I thought scientists were supposed to be observant. While you focused on your machine, I had a different goal. Though some may call it revenge, I prefer to think of it as justice over single-minded scientists and corrupt politicians.
What are you saying, Clive?
Enough explanations! Let me show you.
Hey!
Buster, what are you going to do? Yes, Flora and... Layton, look over there. Where?
Quickly! Move to higher ground!
Buster, what is that thing? It seems as if Clive been working on some sort of mobile fortress. Flora's trapped up there. We've got to save her. Chapter 13, the Stronghold of Madness. So this is the weapon Clive was building. Do you know about this before? No, those expected someone was building weapons behind Dimitri's back. He never mentioned that the product of all the research would be this atrocity. In that case, this place is dangerous. You must leave her at once. But what about you? I'm going to after Flora. You might look at that thing, you'll be killed. Isn't it usually when you like the showboat? You're planning on saving Flora, aren't you, Layton? Of course, but how do you gain access to the fortress interior? We could try scaling one of his legs. Foolish boy, you'll be squashed flatter than a pancake. Listen, Layton, I did a little work on a car of yours. You can use it to get to the fortress. What about just a set piece makes the believer in the future? No, it works, and it's waiting for you at the top of the hill over there. Hurry. Many thanks, Paul. Don't get emotional with me, Layton. I'm doing this for Flora. The bottle wasn't getting. The Layton mobile was looking great. There's one thing I need to go with, Layton. Yeah, this is so embarrassing. What is it, Paul? Dude, your car is almost fixed, but I don't know which screw to use in this last joint here. But the whole car could fall apart. What are we going to do? We need to get to Shrill. We can figure it out. One of these screws is sure to do the trick. Okay.
That should do the trick.
Okay, it's not that one. Then I know then I know the other one.
I was sure my logic was sound. That should do the trick. Just as I suspected.
Okay, that's it. Let's go. This one, I'm sure of it. For once, I'm gonna give it to you, Layton. That's fine work you did. So is the guys ready to ride now? You better this, boy. Gentlemen, your chariot awaits.
I'll go with you.
Don't worry, Celeste. We'll take care of this.
Time's running out. Don't be afraid to floor it.
Understood.
Oh, Layton! Have you gone insane?
Hold on tight, Luke. Our first priority is finding where Clive has taken Flora.
Thank you for the 6, 12, 18, 22 bits. Master V. Our first priority is fine. Okay, that's not even
Aye,
said.
aye, Professor. But this place is huge. He could be anywhere.
So, because I was in cutscene mode, it doesn't show up. That is something that just happens.
First things first, let's find a way in.
This little looks like a puzzle. It went its way to remain less from Clive. It's clear we're not getting inside without doing some thinking. Well, sealed mysterious lock, utilizing 6 dials. There can be something rotated. On top of the door, arrange the dials so that the gems boarding each other both. One that is green and red. Right here. One that is green and red on the opposite ends of each other. Actually, it has to be blue and red. No, it doesn't work, especially not. Okay. Oh, right. There we go.
That should do the trick. Few things satisfy like a puzzle solved.
A general solution, now you kick the T1. Excellent, with this puzzle solved, we're free to go in. Great, then let's head in. Yet another puzzle. This is basically some sort of elevator. I think we can use it to move about the fortress. But there's so many buttons, I don't know the first clue how to operate it. Hey you two, step away from the transport pod. I know we've been spotted. We're going for the girl, Clive kidnapped. Tell us where Flora is at once. Flora, you must mean the pretty thing the boss has dragged back here. The boss, see you've been working for Clive all along. Well, yeah, Dimitri is nothing but a puppet. Clive's been our player from day one. Now that makes sense now. We drew a little friend in the ventilation room, not that you'll be able to reach her. I wouldn't be so sure about that. Let's stop us from taking... let's stop us from taking this vantage spot to the ventilation room. You've been so kind as to leave an explanation on how to turn on the device. I did not, except for that date. Note. No worries though, as it's written an uncrackable code. Try your own, but you never figure out the instructions. Where are we now? Sure. To open the door, you need to press the numerical buttons according to cryptic instructions. 1 over 2, but leave the 4. Pressing just the 2 buttons and leaving the 4 buttons untouched doesn't work. Open with a 2, but leave the 4.
Let's see if I've got this right.
Sure.
Well, that's settled.
But yeah, the trick was to light up the buttons to together for them too. Leave the 4 same button, leave 4 specific buttons untouched. There, I'm sure the door will be opening any moment now. What? Hey, stop, you guys aren't allowed to go in there. And how are you going to stop us? You're just talking head. Come on, Professor, let's go find Flora. Let's see, the ventilation room appears to be located on the 12th floor. Don't you dare step inside there. If you do, I'll make sure you get it. How? By yelling at us? Then we have the entire fortress. Oh look, there's the ventilation room. It looks like we can travel there with the press of a button. Let's be off. Right at the ventilation floor. We're in this room we're looking for. Flora represents this big tank here. I pray that she's unarmed. Let's head in. Flora! Oh, thank goodness you're here. You poor girl, hang on just another second, Flora. We'll get you out of here. Okay, this weird glass prison has another one of these puzzle locks on it. I can't stand to see Flora in that awful thing. Let's solve the puzzle quickly. Oh my. How to open? Start from a button and follow the arrow from one button to the next. Find out where the thing to need. Oh, that's the panel. Okay, sure.
That should do the trick. Just as I suspected.
Yes, sir. Did you find the button? Did you find the button that isn't pointed to any button there? And work it out backwards to there. Also, the starting button isn't pointed to by any button, so that's another way of solving the puzzle. Alright, Flora, open the cell.
I'm so glad to see you.
No need to worry. You're safe now, dear. But you can't stay here.
Lead the way.
Yeah, let's go.
You two head straight back to the car. I'll meet you there after I put a stop to this contraption.
No way! I'm your apprentice, which means I can't just let you plunge headlong into danger without me. Then I'm going too.
I can't let you do this.
And I can't let you go it alone. Yeah, what he said.
I see I can't change your minds. Come along if you must, but be careful.
Are we going to find Clive?
Indeed, but our time is running out, so let's hurry.
Right, let's speed through this. someone's coming. Hide yourselves the best you can. But there's nowhere to hide. Quick, double end a piece of machinery over there. Oh great, she's gone. Maybe that's because you went to talk Layton where to find her, you peat brain. Would you give her the rest already? Yeah, I messed up, but you going on and on about it isn't helping. Whatever, the point is now gotta go over to the surveillance room and tell Clive we lost the girl. Alright, what are you doing now? I'll go chase after Layton and his buddies. They will say, Clive's in the surveillance room. We should march over there and demand an apology from him. Flo, the man I just directed you, you might not want to hold your breath for an apology. You're right, what an ill-minded brute. Back to the command, let's just focus on getting to the surveillance room. Alright. Still, it was an awful thing he did. I deserve an apology, don't you think, Professor? Professor? Ha, you can't hide from me forever. Well then, we split again. Relax, Luke, that's what they can do from that monitor. Now it's off to the surveillance room. Phew, shows that you know. You need the key code to go to the surveillance room, you fool. Well, that you ain't going nowhere. Well then, we'll simply have to do this out with the key code for ourselves. Thanks to the tip. Sure. Uh-oh. Behind the password, all you need to do is fit together the 10 pieces below. You can move it. Okay, sure. Right, sure. Okay, 081127. 081127.
Let's see if I've got this right. Few things satisfy like a puzzle solved.
Correct, the browser is 081127. Nice work. Well, I suppose that takes care of that. Oh man, Cloud's gonna have my height for this. If you're this scared of the guy, why don't you just abandon ship? Wait, what did you just say? I said you might as well run away if you're going to get punished either way. You know, that's so crazy, I think I might just try it. Yeah, I'm out of here. Later, you guys. Can't believe it actually worked. It's about time you showed up. I was thinking Begin to 5 Clive's guess might be off. When Jojo ran off, we lost you there for a second. Clive literally had it all figured out, doesn't he? So what did he send you here for? Isn't it obvious? I'm the muscle. And normally right about nose, when I show you, just go with a knife. Razor, watch out! Get behind me, Luke and Flora. No, no need to panic. The only thing I'm throwing your way today is a puzzle. And a complete square working over stones and only 3 corners is fine. Include a square or rectangle of any size with stone on all four is invalid. Place cat-sized stones in the round spots below. The only rule is that no 4 stones can form a square or rectangle either horizontal or vertically.